Jerry Hancock again, one-on-one with you, this time about family life. It's one of the 7 pillars of Men in Balance, one of the things we focus on, because it's a situation that crops up a lot and a problem for many men in their marriages and in relationships. So, how would you grade your family life overall? Do you find a lot of conflict and anger, animosity, frustration among members of the family? Do you all get along? Do you learn how to negotiate things and resolve conflict and move forward? Or are there a lot of hurt feelings, a lot of people upset, a lot of long-lasting concerns or frustrations? Everybody has a different style of handling relationships, and of course in a family that really matters because you got to live together. I mean, you don't have a choice unless you get a divorce, and of course that's not very pleasant, but you've got different family members with different needs, and those needs change as people grow and mature. What a kid needs at 4 years old is different from what they need at 14, and what you need at 40 is different from what you needed at 25, and same thing for your wife. Your body's going to change, your hormones are going to change, your life is going to change. You are going to be a different person as time goes on. And so all of that affects family life and how we get along and what we expect of each other, and whatever is required of us to make peace and keep the family unit together. And that should be the goal, to keep the family unit together if at all possible. I understand there's going to be divorce, there's going to be separations, there's going to be opportunities for misunderstanding and alienation from each other, but those should be few and far between. And if you work hard at it, you can find ways to bridge those gaps and to find ways to keep the family together. And by the way, I'm just going to point out something. I believe that it's your job as the leader of the family to see that those things happen, to see that the family life is smooth and fun, and that people enjoy each other's company, and that there are opportunities for folks to get out and do things together, and for vacations and time away from the house, and whatever is needed to keep family life exciting. When I was growing up, I was very much aware that the neighborhood was sort of my family, and you went in and out of each other's homes without knocking on doors or without asking. It was like that house is your house, vice versa. People came and went from your house. So that was a different era. Today, things are a lot more, what should we say, a lot more secure, a lot more, they're not as open as they used to be. And so consequently, people don't have the human connection, I believe, that we did. I'll tell you this, when I was growing up, if I misbehaved, my mom knew before I got home because somebody in the neighborhood called her and told her, and everybody in the neighborhood knew me, and they've treated me like a second set of parents. And so family life is so different today, and yet I think the challenge is for us to make it meaningful, give it some depth, and make the members of the family feel like they are part of something bigger than themselves. And I'll tell you something, that's one way to make that happen is to get them involved in something. I've seen families, for the entire family would get together and work in a soup kitchen, for example, or work in hurricane relief, or some other project at the church or in the neighborhood or community or whatever. When I was growing up, my mom would give me a tin can and tell me to go around to the neighbors and ask for money when somebody died to buy a community wreath. I mean, nobody does that anymore, and yet members of the community pitched in and gave money for that cause, and it was just an assumption that we would do that as a way of taking care of each other in the neighborhood, the larger family. If you look in historical perspective and look at sociological perspective, the family is central to everything. Ever since we learned how to build fireplaces and have our separate rooms and go our separate ways and have separate houses as we and left being a nomad out in the field, relationships got to be important and the family unit got to be important. So it's up to us to continue that, to make that something sacred and something that deserves respect. And by the way, that means that when there's a family event, you need to be there. You need to leave work early, do whatever's necessary to make sure that the family is together as an entire unit. Not every time, but certainly most of the time. And when you can't, have a good reason for why not. This is not something that's optional. It's not something you delegate to the wife and let her handle it. It's something that you have a responsibility in as well as anybody else. And I'll tell you, it pays off in big dividends. As you get older, you're going to need to help yourself when you get to be an old man. And so it's going to be nice to have family and children who are willing to take care of you the way you've taken care of them. Anyway, that's something for you to think about. I like to have these one-on-one conversations because it helps us clarify some things and get clear on what's the priority in life. If we have strong values, and those values include having a strong family unit, then our priority will be serving the family. Then our to-do list gets to be real simple. The to-do list is to take care of the family. Those are things that get to the top of the to-do list. Everything else falls down below. So pay attention to those things. There's a lot more detail and stuff like this on the website at meninbalance.org, and a radio station where you can listen to interviews with other people talking about this kind of thing and interact with other men. It's meninbalance.org/radio. And I would suggest you take some of these videos and play them at your church group or in a neighborhood group and get together as a bunch of guys and just talk about them. See, maybe you disagree with me. Put that down in the comments and let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Anyway, thanks for watching. We appreciate you. If you enjoyed it, like the video and subscribe so that you'll know what we're doing in the future. I'm Jerry Hancock from Men in Balance.